And as I said, basically you will see I look exactly the same. So thank you for clicking on the video. This is week 3 of my Ironman training, and I just want to introduce the video really quick. Just literally finished off the last vlog. This is my 3rd one, and yeah, so this week is basically kicking it up a notch. Tonight I'm going to be doing similar to what I done last week. So because my 2 girls have danced at the same time, my youngest ones, we can drop them off and me and my husband could go train in the same time. So I'm going to do an hour on the bike and a brick run, but I'm going to check my program, and I think the intensity might jock it up a bit, or it's into intervals. So this is where I knew week 1 and week 2 were quite, standard. Like, it wasn't anything drastic as in pushing myself really. It was more just getting the hours in and getting the distance in. Whereas this week it's still gone up in terms of the time. So I've got to do 9 hours this week, but it is more intense, so more like intervals and pushing myself. But this week I'm really looking forward to it. So tonight I'm doing the bike and a brick run. Tomorrow night I'm planning on going up the track with a club, and the reason why is because I call myself a bit of a lazy fit person, if that makes sense. So like I've always enjoyed fitness. So even if I don't do events, like I've always gone to the gym, I've always run, I always, I like to keep fit. I think the gym is my mental health place, which people might find that's bonkers, but that's just the way I am. But so I like to get to a certain zone, so like as in fitness wise, so even like running exactly for a certain pace. So I'm very comfortable running at like 9:30, minute miles type of thing. I know I could do it lower, like I just know. So I done a half marathon. This is just an example. So in February this year, and in January I only just got back into my training. So like after Christmas, that's the only time I don't do any training is Christmas. So January, I was just literally getting my fitness back up, just nothing big, extreme, literally 4 times a week training, nothing. And then one of the girls in the club, she entered the half marathon Llanelli in February. And then I think a week before it, she had to drop out due to, personal circumstances. And she just said to everyone on the place. And just going by my history, with the club when I weren't even in the club, and I've done this all the time, I'm very much, if somebody's got a space, I'll just go for it if I feel okay, because I just think, what have I got to lose? It's fine. But because I'd done a half marathon the year before, and again that was on 5 days notice, and I was very unfit, so I done that half marathon in 2 hours and 30 minutes, something like that, which it sounds pretty crap, I'll be honest with you, but I didn't train at all, like good 3 months of training, nothing before that half marathon, which was like the year before. Plus, in this particular race, not to go too much into detail, but I'm quite a strong runner without any supplements. So I've done half marathons with just water. I've gone long runs around here with just water, and that's something I've always done. I didn't know what supplements were until about 2 years ago. Let's be honest, I didn't know, right? When I went to do this half marathon, my husband was already doing it. So he'd been training about 4 or 5 months for this half marathon. It was in Newport, and everyone was saying it was flat, but by the way, it's not. So when I went to do this half marathon, I literally, on the Tuesday, somebody dropped out and I had their place, and we were running on Saturday. And I hadn't even been running. I think I just started that week before, because my plan was last year to complete an ultra marathon, which I didn't even know when. That's what I wanted to do that year. So yeah, the girl dropped out. I took her place, 5 days notice. And my husband, because he got used to taking supplements, he basically said to me, no matter how you feel, when you get to about 6 miles, take this gel. And it's one of the carb ones, I think. Take this gel, and everybody in the club was like, you need supplements, you need, stuff to go in this event. I was like, oh, fine. And I haven't done a half marathon, anything like that for years. So I thought, take their advice. So I had this carb gel thing. I only had one because I just thought I've done this distance before with just water. Anyway, done the race, and 6 miles in, I was ahead of people, which I was buzzing about. When I saw the sign, 6 miles, and I honestly felt absolutely fine. This was last year now in March, right? I took the gel purely because people in the club told me to take the gel. I'd say by mile 7, I was in a hell of a state because my body was not used to taking supplements. My body was just, I'm not even going to go in, but let's just say I was struggling. So for the last 6 miles, it was horrendous. I was running, walking, because my stomach and my body just did not like this gel, and all I could think about was getting to the finishing line without being sick, passing out, or other things. But yeah, so that was a massive lesson learned, and I really wish I didn't listen to everyone. I know that sounds really bad. I know most people who do marathons like on a constant basis, yeah, I get it, you got to take supplements, but I think I could have finished that race a lot better without anything. So what I did do, fast forward, not rewind, this year in that February, I still hadn't been practicing like taking supplements and stuff because I just started getting back into the fitness again. When I done this half marathon in the February, I had a chat with people and I was saying like, I ain't taking no gels, and everyone was just like, you got it. I was like, I ain't taking no gels. I'll take electrolytes, fine. Gels for carbohydrates, absolutely no chance. So what people were advising is to take like a pack of sweets. I was like, right, fine, I'll try that. I like sweets. So if anything, I'll just think of it like as a treat when I'm going round. Absolute game changer. So I didn't even, again, that training was probably, I started training in January, might have been running for 3 weeks, nothing drastic, literally, basic stuff, about 5-6 Ks around where I live, that's it. And I'd done that half marathon, and there was, where you have the paces, I was going to go for, I wanted to knock off 15 minutes. If I got down to 2 hours 15, I would have been chuffed with that, purely because I hadn't even been practicing, and the year before was 2.5. That's all I had to go by. So yeah, and I done it. I think I'd only drunk half my electrolytes. I only ate about 3 sweets, and I finished the race in under 2 hours and 10 minutes, which was a PB for me for half marathons. And I felt absolutely fine. Like, if I showed you a video, maybe I'll put a clip in quickly. My youngest daughter was there and she ran with me on the finishing line. It was really sweet. I felt absolutely fine. And I maintained that 9-minute mile. It was about the first 9 to 10 miles, it was 9, closer to the 8-minute mile. But then the last 2 miles, it was getting hotter that day, and I did, start to slow it down. What it was, the pacer that was the 2:10, I was in front of them, and then when I got about 10 miles, I was always like this for them. I felt like, I was trying to go a bit faster, and then they were catching up. So I just thought, you know what? Why am I stressing? If I just keep to them the whole way now, I'm gonna shave off like 20 minutes. And I did. So buzzing with that. But this is the thing. Sorry, I know I've proper gone on a tangent, but this is how you're gonna get to know me better. So this is why I call myself a lazy person in terms of fitness, because I probably could push myself a lot more than what I do, and I don't. So, but when you go up the track, it's a different ball game. So I went up the track. I had my first ever track session in March, something like that. It was around, like, I say springtime, but we don't have spring now till like late April, do we? And it was still cold. And let me tell you, it killed me off nearly. But they really push you, because you basically, you do your max effort, then you dial it down, then max effort again, dial it down, like intervals. And they show you like, when you're running, like positioning your feet and everything. So that's my plan. Do bike tonight and do a track run Wednesday. It'll have to be a swim Thursday, probably that late one, unless I can try and go in the morning. And then, yeah, I always, like I said, I leave like my longer sessions, the bigger ones, till the weekend. But on Saturday, I am doing my first open swim in I don't know how long. So yeah, I'm doing the Lanishan Reservoir. So that would be Saturday. So a bit more filming outside, save being stuck in my house or in the gym. But anyway, thank you for clicking on this video. A little bit of a tangent, but the next few clips will be so chatty. It's just going to be fitness, fitness, fitness. So yeah, thank you for clicking on the video. Hope you enjoy week 3 and let's go. Good morning. So it's Saturday and I haven't done a lot of filming the last few days. It's been quite busy, so I'm finally on my annual leave. That's why I've been so busy at work. I have done my sessions apart from yesterday because it was absolutely chaos, so I will debrief all that later on. But it's Saturday and I've booked to do my first open swim, so I'm going to Lanishan Reservoir, and it is absolutely lovely facilities and a lovely cafe, so I'm going to do a lot of filming for that this morning. So I hope you guys enjoy and wish you good luck in the open swim.
There she is. Coming round to 800 meters now, where she gets that boy. Here she comes. She won't come in until I tell her. She get his hours worth, yeah. Here she comes.
Who's Crocs today? Layla's. Mommy, Layla's not going to be happy now. Don't tell her.
She comes, first up open swim. How do you find it?
Lush. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Hi guys, so thanks for basically rejoining me. It's been quite a few days before I filmed the intro into week 3. But the week 3's workouts, I've already done them. I just haven't filmed like this kind of thing where I just tell you what I'm going to do and blah, blah, blah. This might be the boring part, but just want to say kind of what I've done in the 7 days. So Monday's rest day, and I've kind of already said why I take Mondays a rest day. It's always busy with work, kids, everything. Tuesday, me and my husband planned on doing the original arrangement where we go to the gym and do a session while our youngest 2 daughters are in their dance class. But we basically, very last minute quick decision, we done an outdoor bike ride and went up the Bwlch. If you're not from the Rhondda Valleys, there's basically 2 nice big mountains quite not far from where we live. One is the Bwlch and one is the Ricos. The Bwlch is something I've wanted to tackle for a long time. It's it's the highest elevation I've done, basically. But yeah, I didn't care about my pace or anything like that. I just wanted to get to the top. But I did, and I was absolutely buzzing with the fact that I didn't find it that hard. Yeah, it was a very good ride, which I do have clips about. So I'm really buzzing with that on Tuesday. That was like first session of the week, and it ended very well. Wednesday, I originally planned on doing a track run, but then my middle daughter's swimming club arrangements for lifts basically got shifted. So I took her swimming, and then they've got like a mini gym over there. So I done a 45 to 50 minute run on the treadmill. Nothing exciting, but I do have a little clip of that. And then Thursday, I done a similar swim to what I did the previous week, and it all basically went positive. So I used a pull aid, and it all went sorry, just checking on the puppy. Yeah, but Thursday was really well at that swim. I done 2,300 meters, something like that again. I used the pull aid a couple of times just to take like the pressure off my leg when I'm pushing off the wall and everything, and it worked. Friday then was meant to either be a run or a bike, but then Friday just basically got carried away. So I'm technically on annual leave right now. So last Friday, it's Monday today, but last Friday was my last day before annual leave, and there was a lot of things to finish off in work before I went on leave. And then plus my daughters always have swimming clubs in the night, so it was just a bit of a busy day. So unintentionally, Friday was another rest day, which I wasn't happy about, but is what it is. Saturday, I then did my first ever open water swim, which I got loads of clips from. So basically, it's in Llanishen Reservoir, and if you've never been, it's near Cardiff. It is one of my favourite places to go. So they've got 2 big lakes, they've got a lovely cafe, the facilities are stunning, and yeah, so I done my first ever open swim. We've been there a couple of times because obviously my husband was training last year. And yeah, so I done my first open swim. I done the full hour, made sure I got my time in. But yeah, that was about 2,200 odd meters, something like that I done, which I was happy with. But the wetsuit itself, I also wanted to try a wetsuit because I don't know what size I am before I buy one, which I've got to buy one like ASAP. So I've got a bit of a weird shape, I think I spoke about this before, but like basically my legs are quite muscular, and then my top half is quite small, which I don't think it is, but then when I put on like jumpsuits or all one body things, the top half was quite a lot of room. So when I was in the water, it was filling up a bit. So when I was swimming, I felt like I was pulling a good weight. But anyway, I did really enjoy it, absolutely love it. And I even said to my family members and Ryan that even if after I do half Ironman, if I ever want to do any more, open swimming is probably something I would still want to do it, especially in that reservoir and just the facilities alone. It's just a lush day out. Even if you're not a swimmer, so if you like running, you can run around the lake, so it's like a good running track. I'm sure I've done it before, and like 3 loops are like the figure 8 is something like 7 to 8k, so that's nice. And then that was Saturday, and then Sunday I planned on doing my 2-hour long bike ride in the gym, but I done about an hour and a half, and I got to the hour and I was bored. I just think being indoors sometimes it gets so boring. So I done an hour and a half on the bike. That's just what I could do. And then because I knew I had to get like at least try and get 2 hours in, I done a 15-minute or 20-minute brick run after it. And then what I've done is today is Monday, and instead of having a rest day today, so I'm making up for like Friday, I've got rid of my rest day on a Monday, and this morning I done a 7k run. So long story, so basically in comparison to my week 1 and week 2, I think I've done about 8 hours training, then nearly 9 hours. This week I've done 7.5, which it ain't that bad. The only thing I feel like I really missed out was the strength training, which I'm not going to stress about. So I'm excited to film this week. So we're basically in the caravan, as you can see. So day 1 in the caravan, and this is going to be like starting from tomorrow, the start of week 4. And on the caravan site, they do have a gym, which I'm going to make a lot of use out of. So I'm basically going to be using that pretty much every day, or maybe do some outdoor runs around Tenby and Saundersfoot. So yeah, but I just wanted to kind of sign the vlog off here and just speak a little bit about what I've done. Hope I haven't rambled on too much, but I just thought putting a few clips in ain't going to make a vlog, really, is it? Didn't really film much what I ate, because I pretty much eat similar things. I do want to start shaking it up, but it wasn't that exciting. Again, it was quite a busy week. It was before annual leave, end of term for school, like kids obviously finishing school, and there was a few other things, so it was easier just to say it all now, add the clips in, and done. But yeah, if you're liking my videos, sorry if like the chit chat is a bit boring. If it is, I'll just do it less. But yeah, thanks for clicking on the video. If you're enjoying, please like and subscribe, and again